and welcome. It's day 16 of Vlogmas. Can you believe it? At the end of yesterday's video, I shared a sneak peek of 2 charity shop finds. I spent a grand total of £1.50. So I thought you might like to see what I did. So this metal tin cost me the grand total of 50p. It's a lovely Christmassy red, cream inside with handles at either end. Now the idea was I was going to scratch off where it said bread on the side, and I've done a very poor job of that. I thought that if I heated up the decal with my hairdryer and scraped it off, it would work, but it haven't quite been as successful as I wanted it to be. So I thought, well, never mind, I will just put this on display this way round. So I thought I would style this enamel container up in a really simple way, and I've cut some buried ivy from my garden. It does drape down. I'm not putting any water into this container. I'm just going to rely on the fact that these are evergreen foliages and they should last reasonably well, and in the event they don't and they start looking a little bit worse for wear, I will just replace them by cutting something else from my garden. But I will make sure I do use everything that I have cut. Just layering it up to give a really pleasing effect. Just needs a little bit more oomph and height. So what I thought I would do was use the artificial trees that I showed you a few days ago when I created my tabletop trees DIY, and I've got them down at the side here. So I'm just going to, with the heady smell of the conifer and then the fake greenery at the top, it looks like I've got a little planted window box, which makes the trees look more imposing than they did originally. And then do you remember the reindeer that made a guest appearance at the end of yesterday's video? That was 50p, so the reindeer was £1. Glittery gold with a little bit of damage around one of its antlers. So what I decided to do was to spray paint it black, and I used Rust-Oleum spray paint. I let that dry, and then I used my Annie Sloan white wax and gave that a good old coating, and then buffed back the white wax slightly, and in doing so I was ever so slightly heavy-handed, and one of the antlers, well, where the damage already was, the antler came away. So what I had to do was to glue that back in place, a bit of hot glue, touched it up with a bit of black acrylic paint, and then I tied a bow tie around the neck of my reindeer to match the other reindeer that I've already got. So what do you reckon? Ta-da! Actually, I'm cheated. This is one of the reindeers that I've already got in my collection with a little red bow, but I thought this was a really good dupe. So can you tell which is which? So this one probably cost me, I don't know, £5 or £6 from the shop, and this one was my charity shop buy at £1. And I reckon that black spray paint with the white wax on top, bearing in mind it was gold to start with, is a really great dupe for something that actually looks quite metallic and quite high-end. I'll need to be a little bit careful about the antler here that has had a second glue fixed to it, but I think from a distance you would never ever know. So that's all for me for now. 2 really quick charity shop flips, and I hope it inspires you to perhaps shop your home and find something that looks perhaps a little bit damaged or broken, give it a new paint job and see where that takes you. That's all for me for now, and I'll catch up with you in tomorrow's episode.